Hi again, my name is Darnell, and today I am here to talk about tap water compared to bottled water. Well, basically, our Hawaii tap water compared to bottled water. So I'm just going to give you like brief information on our tap water and our bottled water. Have you guys ever felt that there was a difference, or if you guys noticed any differences between our tap water versus bottled water?
I prefer bottled water.
Why?
I don't know. Well, I don't like the taste of the tap water.
Yeah, me too. Anybody else? I think
Anybody
tap
drinks
water.
tap? Oh, do you only drink tap water? You don't ever drink bottled water?
No.
Why do you drink tap water?
Because it's cheaper. Well, and it's there, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. So I'll be talking about again some of the differences or giving you some information on it. I'll also explain some of the health concerns that they have between tap water and bottled water, and I'm also gonna give you some information like pros and cons, like why people buy tap water. I mean not buy, but drink tap water versus bottled water. Okay, so does anybody know where our tap water comes from?
In the mountains.
Based on my picture, yes. Anybody? The fall. So basically, our water supply is very dependent on our northeast winds. So the wind will blow over the ocean. From there, it will evaporate some of the ocean water. And then the wind will come and meet into the mountains. So our mountains, like our Ko'olau mountains, are a very important part of the process. So when the winds come, it hits the tips or the peaks of the mountains. From there, it cools and forms clouds. And then when it forms clouds, the rain falls. So from the rain, it either goes down the mountain slopes into streams or rivers or leads to the ocean, or it gets evaporated into our ground, which then gets filtered. The water gets filtered through what they call aquifers, which are levels of lava rocks. So our water, our tap water, is actually naturally filtered water from our land. From there, it goes to the picture. So this is like a rough example. So it gets evaporated. From there, it hits the mountain peaks and then rain, and it gets soaked up into the ground. So this is all our tap water that we collect. From there, they actually have like pumps that go deep into the water or into our land, and that's what gets pumped up to our home. So there's about 2,000 miles worth of pipes around the islands that go and services our homes or apartments or businesses. Yeah. So this is just an example. So you ever wonder like how our water gets tested? No? So we have the main two are FDA and EPA, which is the Food and Drug Administration and the Environmental Protection Agency. For our tap water, it's actually the Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, is the number one people that test our water. And then locally, our Board of Water Supply, they run thousands of tests throughout the year. If they find anything like bacteria or some kind of chemical or contaminants, they'll treat that area by putting chlorine or whatever chemicals to treat that particular problem. And then FDA is usually with bottled water. So the thing with FDA though is that if there was a particular problem with the bottled water, they won't really announce it to the public. They will just pull the bottled water off the shelf. So you don't know. I mean, you could have had that particular box of water or case of water, and the only way you might find out is that unfortunately you'd be sick from drinking it, or it might taste weird. Okay, so does anybody know where our bottled water comes from? Specifically, like our local bottle, our local water. Like for anything else? No? So it actually also comes from our aqua filters. So technically, our Manihuni water, that brand, and our tap water is basically going to do the same thing. The only thing that's different is that Manihuni water, they do like an 8-step process of filtering the water. I mean, you know, our it's an extra stuff that we do. So they do like a filtration, which they remove particles. They do like ultraviolet light thing, which is killing some of the bacteria and viruses. But also they would have to, like for the 8th step, they would also have to make sure that they're removing particles from the machines. So it doesn't make, whatever filtration, it doesn't get into the bottle that they're going to be distributing out to the customers. So it's a long process, but that's why they cost so much money. But that's the one thing different from our tap water versus like Manihuni water. So some of the health issues that we have, 2 main things from Hawaii tap water is lead and chromium-6. So lead is basically, it can cause neurological or brain in a child's brain. So if a pregnant mother was to drink this, it could affect the baby's brain development. It also can cause behavioral problems, But the one thing about lead in Hawaii is that majority of our pipes are built with metal and there's no lead in it. So the chances of us getting lead in our water is very slim. Another one is chromium-6. One big thing was on that Aaron Brockovich movie. They made a whole movie about this, but it's a chemical, or it's a resin that's actually humans make from when they're well and stuff like that. But the heavy metal or carcinogenic that can get into the water, so it can get absorbed into the the ground, and from there into the water, and then gets into the pipes and then to our hands. And that one can cause cancer, and eventually people die. With our bottled water, there's 2 main things. I mean, there's many actually for both tap water, and there's many chemicals or bacteria that could be found, but those are 2 main ones. So for bottled water, there's coliform, which is a bacteria. It's a rod-shaped form of bacteria, and one form is like E. coli. So E. coli is also found in food. That particular bacteria can cause you to get like diarrhea, vomiting, fever. Yeah. And then there's the typical BPA type of thing, and that is found in a lot of plastics. So if you notice, a lot of companies are trying to make plastics without this BPA. And one main thing from BPA is it causes cancer. So this is just an illustration of types of ways that our groundwater or drinking water can get contaminated. So like, could be from the way that they dispose of the animal waste. It could get soaked up into our soil, into our waters. Chemicals from plants. Other typical pesticides that the farmers use on their plants, it can get absorbed in our grounds. And again, like Manihuni water, because they're both all filtered to the same aquifers, and it's all going to be going up to the same pipes and distributed. It could happen either through our tap water or bottled water. Okay, so some of our pros and cons on tap water. Some pros, like Sandy said, it's free, but you don't really have to pay much money on it. It's better for our environment, and it's regulated by the FDA and EPA. Some cons is that our aquifers, if we don't conserve our water, it could run out eventually. And they would probably have to find other ways to find clean water for us. We might not have enough in the near future to supply to everybody on the island, or we might have to outsource to other places. And like for me, it don't taste good, so that's why I don't really drink tap water. But you know, now that doing this, I might end up changing and going to tap water. So some of the pros and cons about bottled water is that it's convenient for people. You know, people can just go to the store and pick up a bottle of water. They can just open up a bottle of water, fill up their hydro flask, and be on their way. The taste is way better, probably because they put extra chemicals or ingredients in there, you know, to make it better, or you know, they do extra filtering. But the bad thing about it is that it ruins our environment. It a lot of the plastics, although a lot of people do recycle, I want to say like only 80% gets recycled. The rest of them ends up in our landfill, and it takes a while to decompose. And the process of it, it also releases toxins into the air. So it also takes a lot of oil, our oil, to make just the plastics, you know, and then it's expensive. But another good thing actually, when there is a emergency situation like a hurricane or a tsunami type of problem, bottled water is actually good to hold because it can store for a while, you know, versus tap water. If there was a major disaster, we won't have nothing because it might be all shut off, or you know, there's no access to it. So yeah. So again, this is just a brief explanation of our tap water, always tap water versus bottled water. And I hope you guys gain some knowledge from this. And thank you again.
Interesting.